I would like to go through some things that were really on my mind and want to share it also with you because probably this is something that you're facing and it has to do with expectation. That is the topic. Expectations. When to have expectations, when not to have expectations, and is it even fine to have expectations? Remember, I'm questioning this. I'm not even putting it as you should have expectations. And why am I really brainstorming this topic with you? Let's put it this way. Not so much brainstorm, but I was working on this for the past quarter or so. And right now I have better ideas, better feedback on how should I personally handle expectations. I want to share all my learning lessons with you because I know that some topics people are not just talking about. And usually those are the most important topics that actually count rather than this. Click here, do this, become a millionaire overnight, right? So expectations, why am I talking about expectation? What I'm realizing more and more is that when it comes down to expectations, we don't know how to clarify where to put expectations. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Should we have expectations? Should we not have expectations? And while I was looking into this topic more and more, and why I was looking deep inside myself to see where do I have expectation and where I should not have expectations, I just brainstormed this, right? So I was thinking, where is really good to have expectations and what is the proper way to have expectations? Now, even if you're in a leadership position and basically you are managing people, you're managing something. Even if you are a single parent right now, raising up your kid, you're still managing them. So you are in a leadership position. It's going to be very important to set expectations correctly and have expectations. Now, when it comes down to expectations, the expectations that you can have from someone that you are managing is that once that you give them clear directives, remember, clear directives, those must come from you, not from them, how they would do things, but what are your expectations from them to, first off, how to execute on one thing, right? Those must come from you and must be very clear and not for you, clear, but clear for them. And why am I saying this is because what I'm noticing is that most of the time where I struggled a lot and I'm still struggling whenever it comes down to having expectation from people is that I fail to guide them correctly and let them know and give them clarity on what do I prefer, what do I not prefer, what is permitted and what is not permitted. So in that scenario, if you want to have expectations from someone, want to set up things in such a way that expectations are normal to have, you must provide clear instructions. You must make sure that the person who you are communicating with, who you are leading, or who you are even in partnership with, they are clear on what expectations do you have from them, and also they are approving of those expectations. Just because you have expectations from someone, that does not mean that they are okay with those expectations. It can be that you might be having this idea that, yeah, it's totally fine for me to have these expectations and they should comply. Well, let me tell you something. That's not how the world works, right? Unless they are working under you and they must actually comply and they're doing things because you are paying them, that's maybe something that, yeah, they are going to comply, but do you want to be the person that it's actually loved and respected and valid, or do you want to be the person who, I don't want to see Noemi's face, or I don't want to see XYZ person's face? So this is the scenario when I'm seeing expectations being correctly set up. Now, when not to have expectation, and this is really important because what I noticed is you might have these expectations, but they are not correct. So the moments that you're going to, let's say, you're going to have a goal and you are going to accept both from yourself, both from your team, both from whoever is accountable to you to execute right away. Sometimes what might happen is that you might be expecting things to happen way faster than they should, or might not be accounting for things that are naturally going to come and stay in the way of you executing on that action. Just gave you the example on today's session. It was perfectly scheduled. Everything went well. Everything went to during the SOP process. Everything was like check mark. What we missed and what I missed on my end is actually forgot to tell our editor who's scheduling these sessions is that we are going to go into Florida's daylight savings time and we're going to go back 1 hour. So technically today's session on LinkedIn and all channels, it's still scheduled for 2 o'clock p.m. EST time, which clearly is not our usual time. So in that scenario, as you can see, it was not so much someone's fault, but it was, hey, I did not pay attention, and therefore, even if an action that was perfectly executed did not achieve the goal that I wanted. In that case, having the expectation that our editor would know exactly when to schedule this out would have been totally wrong, right? And unfair, to be honest, because they did everything in their power, and I failed to correct them and to let them know. And this is just the cleanest example because it just happened. But think back of whenever you are expecting something from a teammate, and here I'm seeing lots of smaller business owners especially struggle with, is that they are hiring for a position and they are expecting their teammates or the employees, depending on the relationship that you want to have with the people that you're hiring, right? You are expecting things from them, yet you did not give clear guidance on how to do it, what to do, what not to do. And then besides that, they are executing to their best knowledge and they are giving their 110%, but you're also kind of, oh, there's something wrong with this person and so on. And you would always find fault in whatever they would do. And believe me, this is a very realistic thing that is happening, especially with small business owners, because whenever you become a small business owner, technically what you did, you created the job for yourself and you took more headaches when you're working for the one employee. Now you're working for multiple people, you have multiple clients, you have multiple bosses, right? So that's why I'm saying that when it comes down to this topic, it's really important for us to understand when to have expectations, how to set up correctly expectations, and which expectations are really not correct. And you might be suffering a lot just because you don't have clarity on how to define when to have expectations, when not to have expectations. And really importantly, how to be happy with yourself and how to be happy with the outcome that your team, that your spouse, that your friend, your everyday life, it's going to bring you.